exactly is your business model? So do you take money from brands in order to onboard onto your platform, or like how does it actually work?
So we actually take zero from the brands when they onboard onto the platform. So technically speaking, for the brand, they basically give us a budget, say it's 100,000, and they give us a cost per mil. So they
Okay.
give us melee $10 or something, $5, never $10. Say it's $5, for example, and we just that's how many views they're gonna get. $100,000 budget, $5 per 1,000 views. So what would that be? Am I doing the math right? 20 million views, for example.
Yeah,
Um,
approximately. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, approximately. And then
yeah.
what we're going to do is we're gonna the brand doesn't really need like to understand exactly what we do on our end. So we've taken that, we've accepted. They don't really pay any fees, and we pay out the creators a certain amount. So we may pay out the creators $4 per 1,000 views, $3 per 1,000 views. We can take the $1 or $2. So the brand is never charged a fee, and the brand never spends that. They could actually withdraw earlier because it's more of a budget.
Right.
So that's why it's very favorable, like as a condition of the brand.
I think that's a win-win situation for like both ends, for the
Mm,
creators who someone who's starting out new, and as well as for the brands.
mm,
But I see I've seen one of your videos recently, the reel that you
mm.
posted where every other video that you see on TikTok or Instagram is an ad these days. So
Yeah.
that is so true. But again, coming to how brands see this, would
Mm.
they prefer something like media maxing, or would they prefer paid ads? What would be the advantage that you would provide there?
Yeah, the dead internet theory is getting real. That I don't know if you know about that. That whole everything on the internet is an ad. I've noticed that because obviously I'm a part of the problem, but maybe we get into that later. When it comes to what you were saying about paid ads and UGC, a lot of people see it as like a clash, but they actually
Right.
go, more hand in hand because essentially paid ads need creative, right? So what
Yeah.
we do is we work with bigger brands, for example, AI products and stuff. Lovable has run ads based on our UGC. You'll come to us, you'll give us $100,000, and we'll get you, what is it, like probably around like 10,000 videos,
Hmm.
5,000 unique videos from our creators. That gives you more than enough creative to do it, for ages. Paid ads, obviously very good for like targeted conversions, but when the brand is bigger, like Lovable, they're really looking for top of the funnel attention. They want everyone to know their name, and it's the cheapest way to do that is from UGC. And I think that's worked.
Yeah.
If you've seen a UGC video from Lovable on your For You page, there's like a 95% chance it was from us. Now, obviously they run other marketing things, but a lot of people know who they are because they probably saw them on social media.
Yeah, I think especially if you're talking about AI tools and AI products,
Hmm.
credibility goes a long way. So they
Yeah.
would need users who can use, test, and give out
Yeah.
reviews in order to,
But for
um,
smaller apps, this doesn't work, of course,
yeah,
because they want more targeted,
right.
ads and stuff. It works in the sense like you come, you give us a $10,000 budget, we drain it, we get you a bunch of creative, we get you a bunch of stuff to use, and then you probably go test that out and come back to us if you need more.
Right, right, definitely makes sense. What's one advice that you would like to give to creators or UGCs who are starting out fresh? What's something that's worked for you,
Mm.
you believe might work for them as well? Or like if they want to join as part of Media Maxing, what is something that you would advise them?
Consistency is key. Everyone says it. The advice needs to like stick. It's literally the only thing that really matters in content. Unless you are in the 1% of people that can't do it. There's like, I think most people have this limiting mentality. Oh, I can't do content. I can't get on camera. I can't
Yeah,
do this. That's stupid. Everybody can learn that. I would honestly give you the best piece of advice. Come work for Media Maxing or go on a similar platform. It doesn't have to be us. The moment it helped me a lot because the unique thing about me is that I followed the journey in my own company before I joined it. All of
right,
that knowledge that you learn from posting content, when you make money from the content, you make money because it performed. And we teach
right,
you how to make it perform. So it's almost like a free course. I would
right.
do something like that, some sort of experience like that. Try to go make money with UGC immediately before you try to grow a page
Yeah.
and you will learn so much. It's about consistency every single day. Not a lot of hours, but every single day.
True, true. Yeah. I've been trying to make a lot of, content, but
Mm,
again, I'm very honest that I'm not able to be consistent because again, I have like a lot of responsibilities coming to the startup that we're building and stuff like that. I think if there's anyone who wants to, who has a business idea or a startup idea and they don't know where to start, I believe they should start by creating content talking about it because that's the
mm,
best way, and it will also teach you a lot of things, I believe, as you keep researching, as you keep scripting and stuff like that. it does teach you a lot of things in the journey.
And it also it's a great way to get reach. I'm gonna give a
Yes,
little side note. Platforms like TikTok are terrible right now for reach, organic reach. Very difficult unless you
right.
know how to optimize for retention and stuff. Especially for personal brand or like the kind of content we're discussing now. Instagram, though, with consistency, will give you the results that you want. If you're posting every single day, maybe like 3 times a
Yeah,
day, even if it's not the best content. I started posting a month ago, and I've gotten 500,000 views in a month on personal brand content, which is the hardest type of content to get views on. I'm sure you know as well.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's because people don't recognize your face. So
Right,
everything you say and provide, like you kind of have
right.
to go through it more gradually than with normal UGC. We've had new accounts on Media Maxing get 700,000 views the first video because they're promoting like a viral, like, and this is genuine true. I'm not, lying about this. They're promoting like a product and it's through a viral
Mhm.
format. You don't need to know who I am to see that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But personal
yeah,
brand makes that a lot harder. But even if you're
yeah.
any sort of UGC creator, I'd build a personal brand on the side. It's the highest leverage thing you can do. 2026, 2025 it was as well. Because that way, once it grows, you can literally 10x whatever you are doing with a personal brand. So I'm longing personal brands very much.
Right, right. That's a great tip, actually. So, also coming to the other end of being part of a startup, I see you've got quite few number of users. So, how long did it take, for you guys to, get to that number? And is there anything that you've done differently that you would suggest to other startups as well?
So we actually, the first way we got members, I would say from our Discord, because that's how we initially funneled people into our platform, was kind of a growth hacking method. So this is, people are looking to grow. This was going to be a good one because it was a unique one. We basically, so my co-founder Sunny owned the Discord, the our Reddit, sorry, the subreddit r/TikTok help, which had
Okay.
like 500,000 or something people. I don't remember how he got it in possession. I think it was transferred to him. This one is not available to everyone, but if you can get access, maybe if you have the funds to buy a subreddit, I think it could
Hmm.
be an insane investment for funneling people into a Discord. Because so many people join from that. If you buy a
Yeah.
subreddit, say you go raise like, a couple 100K or whatever it is nowadays that startups in the US are raising, you could probably go buy a Reddit for like 10K. Yeah, like a big one, maybe 50. It may actually be a
Hmm.
better investment than other growth channels because we got a lot of members from there. And then the rest of our members came from, we haven't run internal clipping campaigns, which would be running our own UGC for Media
Yeah.
Maxing. But my
Yeah.
co-founder, Sunny, has a page Media Maxer on Instagram. He's just proving how good he is at social media by he posts not that much and he'll get like 1 million views to 2 million views and he's managed to convert in a good week 1,000 users. He had one week where he just posted a banger video, and that was insane. Like 1,000 users in a week from organic. I was like, wow. And the other thing that we do, if you're trying to grow on social media, I forgot Instagram trial reels has become a lot more popular. He
Yeah.
will make
Yeah.
good videos. He'll do higher quality videos,
Yeah.
and then he'll go post them on trial reels with like slightly different caption, slightly different hook, and that way we'll just keep funneling users. So right now we've turned that off because essentially we don't have the best possible way to convert users down to creators when they come from top of the funnel. We're working on our
Hmm.
onboarding flow because that's one of our biggest flaws, and maybe we talk about that later. If you just funnel people through trial reels and stuff like this, there's a lot of users that you can get.
Yeah, I've heard a bit of trial users as well, and I've experienced it as well. Because
Hmm.
the reels that you post generally on your feed don't end up getting such good engagement, reach, or like views as well. On the other hand, if you post them on trial reels, it definitely reaches the right audience, I believe. And especially if
I'd,
you like
I'd
train
I'd
your
say that,
algorithm in such way.
yeah. I mean, I'd say that on your page, it will get, I mean, I don't know what your experience has been. For me, it will get the same kind of reach to people. But the idea of
Mhm.
trial reels is like, you're only getting new people, right? So it's not going to be seen by people. I think it's more so actually about preventing content fatigue than it is some sort of magical tool. It's a very good
Mhm.
tool,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
essentially, Instagram is a weighted algorithm, which means that if you post content and your followers get bored of it and you're posting too much of the same content,
Yeah.
Instagram will begin to penalize you or they'll begin to show it to your followers less, which will actually decrease your natural, which is a very scary thing. But trial reels will help you prevent that because you're completely avoiding follower fatigue. If you find, the idea is if I find one content format that works, but I don't want to bore my followers, just post it 1 million times and it will work.
On trial reels.
On trial reels, yeah.
Right,
Not on
right.
your personal page, because
Yeah.
theoretically you could, but your followers will get bored of it, they stop engaging, and then Instagram will, lower your
Yeah.
reach.
So have you tried out Threads, YouTube, or TikTok as well, or is it something that you're sticking to Instagram Reels?
Reels is definitely the best. We've seen this for our creators as well. They had the most views on Reels. TikTok has been good. TikTok has to be good if you have an insanely good format. YouTube Shorts are creators post there as well. Threads, not so much. I don't really have experience with Threads or, Twitter type stuff like this.
Right.
YouTube generally, I don't post personal brand content because the kind of audience engagement on YouTube is very weak. So I
Yeah.
would keep YouTube for long form because the views there mean I would say almost nothing for your personal brand engagement. Instagram is by far the best. TikTok is a little bit after, and then everything else is YouTube for long form. I would keep if I was doing personal brand. For UGC, we do it for short form as well.
So what would you suggest if there's a product someone selling, let's say like a drop shipping thing or an
Mhm.
e-com brand? Would you suggest Reels as well, or is there something that you would suggest differently for them?
TikTok and Instagram, and then I mean paid ads. I would assume I don't have experience in e-com, but from my gut instinct, I'd say paid ads would work better for e-commerce,
Yeah.
especially because you're trying to get someone to click a link.
Hmm.
There are apps that are profitable from UGC. Like they only run UGC. They know they make $5 per thousand views from people
Right.
from their own accounts, and then they can pay $2 to $3 per thousand views and make more money. I don't think the same thing exists for e-com. There's some people who do organic drop shipping, but definitely just TikTok, Instagram, perhaps even paid ads, probably way better if you can figure out a
Yeah.
good strategy.
All right. So I have one last question that says, if you had to do media maxing differently today, if there's any, difficult lessons that you've learned during the time, what would you do differently if you had to start all over again?
I would do so many things differently. I think that it's this conversation because it's been questions about like the journey that's been way too positive. There has been a lot of hard stuff, and a lot of times I felt like quitting. Usually, right after that time, it's when something good happens. But
Yeah.
which is, that thing they kind of
Yeah.
say, don't quit. It's always a good thing that comes after. Ooh, let me think. Give me a moment to think about the difficulties.
Sure.
Technical development, I have had to build so much stuff so fast that I've messed up. The creators have been complaining, they're whining. I recently have been fixing it a lot more. So I would say don't overbuild. Do not over-engineer. I'm going to talk from the technical side now. Do not overbuild a bunch of panels and stuff you don't need. Say no to your non-technical co-founders or discuss it very much with them before you build it. Because they kind of just want you to build, build, build. Sometimes you need to take a step back and think more than you build.
Right.
The other thing is, I'm just going to keep giving all the pain points. I decided to build for all of you technical people. I built it's built in Next.js, the platform. What I had done is because we had an admin panel, a panel for the brand, a panel for our creator managers, and a content panel, and the normal app. That was five different things, and I, like an idiot, decided to build turbo repo, like a mono repo, with five Next.js apps with shared packages instead of just one app that was more streamlined. The
Yeah.
amount of extra bloatware I created, difficulty using the code base, a lot of this has been my technical. Like I recently changed this, but it was a big like effort. That was really bad. And then non-technical things, I would say, losing focus sometimes on the fact that the creators are the most important thing, kind of losing distraction. UGC, so some industries don't have a million different ways you can branch out. Some industries is like, I'm going to sell my product. What else could I really do? Sell like a
Right.
different product. In ours, there are so many brands reaching out. There's so many opportunities. There's so many automations we could make to perhaps post our own content. So many different ways we could do creatives. We could do webinars. We could do this top of the funnel. We could do this top of the funnel. It's kind of like a shiny object syndrome where you want to keep trying these new things. That you need focus on that, 100%. And the other thing I would say is, there was something else. I can kind of feel the problem, but I don't know how to express it. Being super organized with brands and your clients, because essentially we'll have lovable campaign budget ending sometimes, and
Mm.
we wouldn't have, maybe at the same time another big campaign,
Yeah.
and then the creators get screwed for a bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
because essentially we're transitioning between campaigns. So that's one of the things we're trying to fix now, because if we take enough clients and stuff, we should never have that problem again. But the
Right.
creators will warm up new accounts, make accounts. You don't want to end the campaign just as they're like posting again.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, that was a bit of a venting session about we've had that probably 10 times more issues than what I said now, but that's part of the game.
Yeah, I think I truly agree with the point where you're not supposed to overload and add too many things onto a single platform that you're building. That happened to us as well because
Hmm.
we wanted to do so many features. We wanted to do this, that, and we wanted to do exceptionally well in every feature that we were adding. But over the time, we came to the point where we actually forgot what we're trying to solve to the audience or what we're trying to solve to our clients, which
Yeah.
which is something that did take us time to, get to the point where we realized that we have to stick to, one single
So what are
feature.
you guys building? Because I didn't know that I hadn't looked into it actually that much.
So we're building an AI platform for digital ads. So as of
Mm,
now, we're working only with Meta and Google, and it's specific for e-commerce owners. So let's say you want to sell something online. I believe
mm,
90% of the time your sales come through digital ads, especially if
of
it's an
course.
e-commerce brand.
Oh, so my answer was a good one
Yes.
before, and I didn't
Yes.
know. Yeah.
Yes. So we've been working with a lot of e-commerce clients in the past, but we were doing traditional performance marketing service. But over
Mm,
the time, we realized that a lot of money gets wasted on, Meta, Google, because that's how these platforms make money from e-commerce owners in order to
mm,
run ads and
mm,
stuff.
yeah.
So that's when we realized we'll have to work around it, and maybe there's a gap that we can fix. And then we started building our own AI/ML model, and we started training it with a lot of e-com data and stuff like that. So now the platform pretty much gives you a detailed roadmap, detailed plan of action on, how much you need to spend on each campaign, what sort of campaign
Mm,
that's going to be, what sort of product pitches you'll have to add, type of UGC videos you might need to, reach out to
mm.
your target audience, and how much ROAS, which is written on ad spend, you could make by end of the campaign. So it
Interesting.
it reduces the cash burn, which goes into learning phase in most of the e-com ads that happens.
Mm,
So we're trying to cut that down to, at least 10%, which is currently at 40, bring it down
yeah.
to 10 so that the remaining amount goes into, either bringing in investment for you, or like uh, showing it to the right audience, or reducing your CPC and stuff like that. So yeah.
And how do you charge, like, how do you charge the clients? How do you guys make money from it?
So as of now, we're working with very limited number of clients. We only have 12 e-com brands.
Mm,
So they've all onboarded on a monthly subscription base. So we're charging around $199 initially.
mm.
But as our features keep improving, as we add in more features, more stuff, then maybe we will, charge based on whatever they need for their brand to work.
Interesting. Well, good luck. I mean, maybe one day we can work together. We can do the hand in hand. Maybe you refer them for
Sure.
UGC and we get them all the creative they need. But
Yes, yes. Actually, I was thinking once our platform goes live as well, I would love
mm,
to have it on Media Maxing, because we do need users who can test out. We do need performance marketers in specific to test out a product,
mm.
review it, or what sort of results it's bringing and stuff. So that's a great platform to add our product as well.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it one day, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah. So are you
Thank you.
currently bootstrapped, or like are you raising funds?
Completely bootstrapped.
Bootstrapped.
We
That's
actually
the
there's
best.
like no need to raise funds right now. I mean, if you don't need to, and this is a piece of advice because a lot of people go with the instinct, oh, let me raise first before I do something. Don't raise
No.
first because then you're just
Mhm.
gonna own way less of your company. So
Yeah, yeah,
if you can bootstrap it, bootstrap it. If you can't raise, but or if you have a really like, you only need to raise if you need cash. You know what I mean? None of us needed
right,
cash, and we
right.
haven't put a lot of upfront capital in the business. Just like sweat capital, just work.
Yes, yes. And I also believe if you get clients, clients are your best investors, I believe. So yeah, that's all about it, Alexandros. I really appreciate you taking this time, and
Oh,
I
thank you for
really
inviting me.
love I really love what you guys are building, and I hope the best in the future for you guys.